was asking me if I wanted to go do some frog poison therapy and vomit for 25 minutes, and I was like, yeah, why not? So that's where we're headed right now. So guys, this ceremony began with a rapé, which is a shamanic snuff, if you will, from the Amazon, and a very powerful medicine in its own right. And this was a feminine blend called Feminine Force, meant to balance out the masculine energy that I have and prepare me to settle into this Kambó, which is a very powerful medicine, ancestral medicine that you really have to accept and let do its work. You can't fight it. So this rapé was in order to prepare me for the coming intensity of the medicine. Now, Kambó causes a severe purge, so step 2 is making sure you're well hydrated and have enough liquid in the stomach in order to complete that purge. Alright guys, now at this point, it's time to pick a location for the gates, and then the gates are created through a series of small burns that take off the top layer of the skin. So the skin is burned with a piece of incense typically, and then sprayed with some water, and that blister is scraped off, and that's where the Kambó tree frog poison will then go and be placed to enter the lymphatic system and the bloodstream from there. I picked the left shoulder. The left side is the maternal side, and let's face it, I've got some mommy issues to work through, so I was kind of hoping that treating the left side would facilitate that. And then the upper body is the masculine and the lower body is the feminine. So I wanted to treat the masculine energy in a way that kind of balanced it. That was my thinking anyway. The choice was up to me, and that's what I picked. The next time I do this, I might choose to do the spinal column or some other location. So as you can see here, she is doing the burns and then now moistening the skin so that she can take a blade and scrape off a little bit of that blister to make sure there's an opening where the Kambó can be placed. So guys, this is where the real fun begins and where I'm diving deep into the unknown here. I had experienced rapé before, but never Kambó. And so I chose 5 gates, which is a pretty substantial dose. You can opt for up to 10, but that's more for people with experience with Kambó. So I opted for 5, and by the time she had put that third piece of Kambó right there on the shoulder, I started to actually already feel it. And she told me I would feel it, and I was kind of like, oh, it can't be that quick. But I started to feel this heat and intense burning rise up to the top of my head, and I began to sweat out of every pore. My eyes felt swollen, my lips started to feel swollen, and I realized the first time I tried to talk after this stuff had kicked in, it was actually a little difficult to talk. And when she added the water there, that's when it became real. You can see there in my face, there's a deep internal struggle to not tell her to take those Kambó pieces off of my shoulder. Now, I had to remind myself in this moment that I chose to do this. I had to go into this with gratitude. Here I'm looking at Anna, who's filming, and that at that moment right there, my vision went black. I began to black out. My body turned red. I began sweating. There was a deep cerebral burning in the frontal lobe of my brain. At least that's what it felt like. Also in my ears, almost like an intense niacin flush. And right here, the pain was becoming very apparent. It was feeling as if I was poisoned, which that's essentially the case. And once again, right here in this moment, I reminded myself I chose this. This quote-unquote poison is an ancestral medicine that has many beneficial peptides that activate the immune system and heal the body on a cellular level. That was at least my internal conversation right here. And at this point, I was so deep into it. Within a couple minutes, I had settled into it for the most part and decided I was going to ride this out for 20-25 minutes. Right there is the moment when I decided, okay, I got this. I'm at peace with my decision. At this point, I started to feel some stomach cramping. I was aware that there would be some purging, some vomiting. So guys, if you're watching this and you don't want to see anyone throwing up, this would be the time to maybe fast forward. There were 4 or 5 very deep purges for me during this experience. And later in the video, the practitioner helps my posture to basically induce a really deep liver purge. And it was the most bitter taste I've ever had in my mouth, but I felt this like relief in my liver that is almost inexplicable. So we'll see that a little bit later on. Now you can almost see the color of my skin change here as the nausea kicks in. I all of a sudden look seasick, as if I'd been out at sea for 2 or 3 days. I think that's the only time I've ever looked like that, is when I was out on my friend's sailboat in the Florida Keys for too long with too little to eat, too many sardines. You can really see the suffering there. I don't even really look like me right there, in my opinion. It's almost like I have a terrible flu at that point. And I start tremoring and shaking a little bit. And at that point, I know that I'm definitely going to vomit. For those of you wondering why I would put myself through something like this, well, there aren't just health benefits to be had from this. In my life, some of the greatest changes have come after periods of extreme discomfort, suffering. And so really this was a rite of passage to the other side, if you will. I knew that if I went through this, I would probably have some sort of enlightenment or positive change following it. And so it was just one of those things I took the leap and went for. So guys, right here, the practitioner is helping me with some percussion on my lower back and kidneys. And I know this is graphic and probably hard to watch, but I want you to realistically know what to expect when doing Kambó. This is a deep, deep liver and gallbladder purge. One thing that Kambó does is it gets your liver and your gallbladder to literally dump all of the bile. And so when all of the bile in those organs comes up, it's a lot. It's intense. It doesn't feel great in the moment. And you can see me clench my liver right there and look to the sky like, oh God, am I okay? And yes, I'm okay. So that was an intense moment, to say the least, guys. On a scale of 1 to 10 on discomfort, it was a 9. So guys, I laid down and rested on my side after that last purge for about 5 minutes, and then I started to feel nauseous one last time, and I knew there was going to be one more big purge, and I had to just kind of let it happen at that point. Even if she took the Kambó off my shoulder, there was no way that wasn't going to happen, and I'm glad it did. At the time of doing this voiceover, I'm feeling incredible, so take that for what it is, and it's almost time to wrap up.
Change that mindset
Yeah.
into my body is regenerating.
Right.
My body is strong. My body has the capability of healing itself.
Guys, I know this was a little bit intense and graphic, but I wanted you all to have a realistic understanding of what it's like to do kambo therapy. This is very intense. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found value in the video, smash the like button for me and subscribe if you haven't already. Please keep in mind, guys, this is not medical advice. Definitely talk to your healthcare practitioner before considering something as intense as kambo therapy. This is not for everyone. There are contraindications, so make sure to ask your doctor about that before considering this. This is not banned in any country as far as I know other than Brazil. It is not an illegal substance in the US or developed world, so it is available all around the globe. Just please consult your doctor beforehand. Thank you guys so much. So guys, the removal process is very simple. That's why I didn't feature it in detail. The practitioner will simply spray the kambo with water one last time and wipe it away with a paper towel or a rag. And then she will apply an herb called dragon's blood or sangre de drago. And this is a natural antiseptic and it also seals the wound. It's a very sticky resinous herb and it's meant to keep the wounds from getting infected. This will stay on there even if you shower, even if you swim, to protect the wounds for the first few days.